Welcome back to Liverpool Talk Daily. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Liverpool finally know when Mohamed Salah could return. After AFCON, Egypt's victory, the road to the final, and what it means for the Reds. On a warm Saturday evening in Morocco, the atmosphere inside the stadium was charged with tension, pride, and expectation. This was not just another Africa Cup of Nations match. This was a quarter-final that carried the weight of history, ambition, and national dreams. For Egypt, the most successful nation in AFCON history, anything less than progress toward the trophy would be considered failure. For Ivory Coast, it was a chance to reassert themselves among Africa's elite. And for Liverpool supporters watching from thousands of miles away, this match had an extra layer of significance. It would help determine when Mohamed Salah might finally return to Anfield. As the teams lined up, the camera frequently focused on Salah. Calm, composed, and fully aware of the responsibility on his shoulders, he looked like a man born for nights like this. Over the years, he has carried Egypt on his back through tournaments, qualifiers, and decisive moments. At Liverpool, he is a superstar. For Egypt, he is more than that. He is a symbol of hope. Liverpool's coaching staff, led by Arne Slot, were watching closely. Every sprint, every challenge, every moment of physical contact mattered. Salah's fitness, sharpness, and mental condition would define how soon and how effectively he could reintegrate into Liverpool's intense schedule. The match began with a tempo that immediately reflected its importance. Egypt pressed high, seeking control, while Ivory Coast attempted to impose their physical dominance. The first breakthrough came when Omar Marmoush, currently one of the most exciting Egyptian forwards, opened the scoring. The goal was the product of intelligent movement and collective belief. It sent a wave of confidence through the Egyptian side and a wave of relief through Egyptian supporters worldwide. For Liverpool fans, the goal meant something else. Egypt were closer to the semi-finals, and Salah's AFCON journey would last longer. That meant more matches missed, but also a Salah returning in top competitive rhythm. Moments later, Egypt doubled their lead. Rami Rabia rose to meet a perfectly delivered ball that had been shaped by Salah's awareness and creativity. The assist was classic Salah, simple, precise, and devastatingly effective. It was a reminder that even when he is not scoring, he dictates the rhythm of games. At that point, Egypt looked in complete control. The players moved with confidence, passing with clarity and defending with discipline. Ivory Coast, however, are not a nation that collapses easily. On the brink of half-time, they pulled a goal back, reigniting the contest and shifting momentum slightly. In the Liverpool camp, this was a moment of mixed emotion. A closer game meant more physical intensity, more risk of fatigue, and more emotional pressure on Salah. But it also meant a better competitive environment to keep him sharp. The second half was where Salah truly stamped his authority on the match. In the 52nd minute, he found himself in the right place at the right time and converted from close range. It was not a spectacular goal, but it was a striker's goal, the kind that defines elite forwards. Calm, efficient, ruthless. This was Salah in his purest form. For Liverpool, it was another positive sign. He was not just participating in AFCON, he was leading it. He was decisive. He was physically strong. He was mentally locked in. Ivory Coast responded once more through Guela Doué, making the score 3-2 and setting up a nervy final period. Egypt defended with courage and intelligence, eventually sealing their place in the semi-finals. As the final whistle blew, celebrations erupted among Egyptian players and fans. But in Liverpool, another kind of calculation began. Now, the timeline was becoming clearer. Egypt were through to the semi-finals. Salah would play at least one more match. If Egypt beat Senegal, they would advance to the final. If they lost, they would remain in Morocco for the third-place playoff. Either way, Salah's return date to Liverpool was beginning to take shape. For the first time since AFCON started, Liverpool now had a rough idea of when their talisman might be back. This was not just about availability, it was about momentum. About whether Salah would return as a finalist, a champion, or a heartbroken leader. Each scenario would shape his emotional and physical condition. The semi-final against Senegal was more than just another match. It was a symbolic clash. Mohamed Salah versus Sadio Mane. Two former Liverpool icons, two African legends, two leaders who once brought glory to Anfield together.